no, I'm okay. It's Ryan. Justin, listen. I can't explain it to you right now. Just get them here as soon as you can. Right. And thanks. You stay put, Mrs. Wheeler. I doubt if I can do anything out there, but... I know.
You wanted me dead. I don't understand it. Elliot wanted to kill me.
I don't think he was all too particular. Didn't matter who was here.
He was my husband, Barrett. He was my husband.
I know. I heard it said the more you know a man, the more stranger he becomes.
The face is his, but there's nothing else about him I recognize.
I do. I recognize him.
But I thought your memory...
Not now. Not anymore. I remember all right. So, we are here, and at the same time, men I lived with for 5 years are lying across the Pacific under that steaming dirt, rotting. I understand Elliot. He wants to change the rules. He wants to draw the boundaries in tight, say the rest of it isn't there. So did I. But all alone, at night, I smell the heat.
Perhaps Elliot isn't so different from you and me.
He's different.
Yes. He prizes himself too highly.
No. He holds himself too cheaply. Something missing in him. I saw it then. I'd been there 4 years when he came. For the first few weeks, all he did was stare. He wouldn't talk to us. He couldn't believe that we were men, not monsters. We were soldiers, but he couldn't assimilate. He was lacking something. It was like, I don't know. I think it was imagination. Have you ever stopped to think how much imagining we all do? I mean, just to pull together the odds and ends of where we've been and what we've been and know that all that is us. Well, Elliot couldn't do that. He couldn't believe in anything he couldn't see. And what he saw was monstrous.
Did he ever... Do you remember? Did he ever mention me?
No. He talked about a son. Someone too perfect to be real. He never talked about you.
I can't help feeling I caused this somehow.
That's impossible.
You don't know. I wasn't the wife to him I should have been.
I could tell you more about how much he suffered, how much he sold. Maybe then you'd understand. It's hard for a man to stay alive in the jungle, but it's fatal when the jungle lives on in him. How is he?
It's miraculous, but I think he's going to be all right. What is it, darling?
Nothing.
Okay there, Ellen, bud, you can take off. Boy, it's really a slow night, huh? Bet you really hate to pay us on a night like this. Bet you wish half of us stayed home. Hey, you sick or something? Ain't you gonna holler at me? Huh? I said, ain't you gonna holler at me? You know, for coming in late?
Hey, what do you think you're doing coming in after 9, Junior?
That's more like it. I was starting to worry about you.
Cut the comedy. I asked you a question.
Hey, I was off the clock. You didn't need me here. You might as well get used to it. I mean, you're sharing me nowadays. I got more than one iron in the fire, and I mean big time, too.
May I remind you, Junior, that you are on parole, darling. One false move and the irons clamp around those cute little legs of yours.
So what am I supposed to do, huh? Roll over and play dead? I got a life. I got a future like everybody else.
Right, life behind bars, honey.
You know, I don't figure on tending bar into my old age. As a matter of fact, you might as well know that I got a second career I've been grooming on the side.
Oh, really?
That's right. I'm into talent now. Oh, personal managing. You know, singers, music types, people on the go, and all wanting to hang on to my coattails and vice versa.
Well, should I take this as your 50-year notice, then?
As a matter of fact, I've just been taking my very first meeting with the client, just got her a job, and if you can stand the competition, we can start her off right here.
Oh, stop it, Billy Joe. I have got all I can handle tonight. And I mean it, and I won't be responsible for what I do unless you shut up and get back to work. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you can start by taking a bottle of wine to table 3. Now, wait a minute. Make that, a whiskery old Bordeaux with a price tag like mink, okay?
Got you, boss.
Elliot wants to play, wacko. He can pay for the privilege.
You're him.
Lieutenant.
What kind of a scam is this, Wheeler?
If you would just listen to my husband.
Well, you're mixed up in this, too. With all that carrying on down at the station.
Leave her out of this.
She was as surprised as you are.
Surprise, you're not reading me, Decker. I'm mad as hell. I just chased all the way around Houston trying to solve a murder that never happened. I just made 2 false arrests based on a fake death certificate. Well, now I got a surprise for you. Somebody's gonna pay for this.
Hey, Don.
You all right?
Fine, thanks. I'm fine.
What happened to you?
Oh, nothing. TNT hangover. There's nothing like it. Listen, Donovan, it was me. I kept you in the dark, nobody else.
Oh, well, I should have figured. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I gotta hand it to you, Connor. It was the damnedest thing I ever saw pulled off. You know, you could have had a great career in crime. In fact, after parole, who knows, you may still do that.
Listen, Alex was defenseless. I couldn't risk a second attempt at his life. Listen, we gotta hash this over later. The second attempt happened. Now we know for sure who's responsible.
Well, you want to elaborate, or you're gonna go on being a one-man police?
We don't have the whole story, but check with Justin Marshall down at KVIK.
Not him, too.
Yeah, he called us to tell us that a briefcase carried on board might be housing a bomb. Now, I didn't wait for any details.
Where'd it come from?
Well, that much we do know.
Yeah, Alex and I suspected him all along. We were trying to force his hand, and,
It backfired, huh? Well, what's his name?
Elliot Carrington.
Where can I find him? Oh, no, wait a minute. He's with KVIK. Well, why would... I mean, how'd he... forget it. To hell with it. Let the DA dope it out. Where is he?
No? Well, I wish I knew.
He's got an apartment in town.
Justin would know. He worked with him.
He'd be crazy to stick around.
That is a possibility.
I see.
Wait. Yes, at the top of the World Club. I'm sure of it. He said he'd be having dinner there with Dennis and Paige.